It is the Q22, and here he is. He was just brilliant, winning both the Hollandale Cup and also the Doomben Cup. He's everyone's top selection, of course. He's an odds-on conveyance. Around $1.25 fixed at the moment is Zaki. He picks himself. The only query will be Eagle Farm for the very first time, and on a nice firm deck, will he still run really fast? Holmesman, I think, is the best roughie in the race because, Shell, he can be on speed.
Absolutely, and he's a 7-year-old, so he might have just taken a couple more runs this time around to hit peak fitness, and he's a class runner.
Bruce, here's Mirage Dancer.
He's a good horse, Richo, we know that, but he seems to be out of form. His first run in Australia was third in the Caulfield Cup going way back. He won a Group 1 Metropolitan. All his best form's been at 2400. Spirit Ridge, now, can he make the rise up from that Premier's Cup to this one? It's doubtful. It's a good horse. He's Australian record, 10 starts, 4 wins and 4 placings. No knock on that. So he's an honest horse. This is a fascinating one. Now, had this been a soft track, you'd give him a really strong chance, I think. Maybe not of upsetting the favourite, but certainly being second pick. Loved his win last start. Been waiting for him to come back. His Derby win a year and a bit ago was so good in Melbourne. So, look, he's so good to have him as a winner again. So, warning, watch for him. Brandenburg, well, he had a very good autumn as a 3-year-old. He had an underwhelming spring as a 4-year-old, but he's come back really strongly, I reckon, in this campaign, and I expect him to run a very good race. They won't lead with him. And this is a horse. Talk about comebacks, Richo, Michelle and Katie. This bloke's found a way. He's found his confidence. He was a promising 3-year-old, and he's been very good in Queensland in his last 3 runs.
I think he can run really well. His name is Reloaded. Here's a couple of mares. Now, Natoya, she was purchased for $20,000. She was sold for just short of $1 million. Now, the new owner's having a couple of spins around with her. She ran 4th last start. She can certainly run into the minor money. 2,200 metres is a slight query, though, for her. Toffee Tongue ran superbly last start, but can it turn around 7 lengths? That's the big query. They're the key runners in the Q22. Let's catch up with Katie with the leading trainer.
Yeah, we've got Annabelle here. In just under a year of training, you found the boom horse in Zaki. How has he come through the Doomben Cup win?
Yeah, it came through really well. I think it's been really beneficial having 3 weeks between runs this time because they've always been 2 weeks, and obviously deeper into a prep, it's nice to give them that little freshen. So he had a week's let up in the paddock and at the beach, and he looks raring to go.
Well, I know James is excited. He was wearing the colours around last night. He actually played a little joke on you about packing the wrong colours.
He did, yeah. There was a bit of a mix-up. The colours ended up going back to Sydney, so James had to bring them up, and called me last night and said the wrong colours had come up. So I'm glad he's feeling more relaxed than I am at joking.
And how do you see the race playing out today?
We won't overcomplicate it. He's got a really big cruising speed, so I spoke to James and he wants to just let him roll along, if that's second or third or wherever it may be. If nobody wants to take it up, we could even end up in front, but it's just important to get him into a rhythm and ride the horse rather than the race, I think.
You must be so thrilled in just under a year of training how far you've come. You're a multiple Group 1 winner and now you have the big boom horse in Zaki.
No, I'm just extremely fortunate to have come across a horse of this calibre so early on in my career, and I keep pinching myself, and hopefully it can still continue today.
All the best of luck, Annabelle.
Thank you.
Oh, great chat. The only thing missing there was a coffee between two friends. Let's get the market here for the Q22.
Well, comparisons, it might be a little bit early for the Winks comparisons, but it's a Winks-like market, $1.26, and we're talking $21 or more the rest, as Natoya just trims in a couple of points to make a liar of me at $19. Homesman at $26, Spirit Ridge at $26 with warning. But yeah, this is one-way traffic. I am going off a race early, but just a heads up for our UTAB customers, you've got the chance to win a slice of the $1 million projected quaddie pool that kicks off in race 6. So jump onto your Tab app, get a quaddie bet on, and be part of the action today. And remember, gamble responsibly.
Bruce, one for the thrill seekers at $1.26.
Yeah, look, I haven't got enough money, Richo. I think what's his percentage chance of winning? I think about 80%. So I think he's about $1.26 chance. I think he'll win, Richo. Whether he'll win by 6 or 7 lengths, I doubt that, but I think he'll win.
Yeah, the only query is this firmer ground, an Eagle Farm the first time. I think the best roughie's Holmes, and he'll go forward. Third up from a spell, taking Michelle's point. He can run really well. Ben, a quick hot horse.
Jay Richardson must have had another bet, 9,000 at $1.40, 10:30 this morning, but the hot horse is Zaki.
Please don't broadcast my account, Ben. It'll be embarrassing. Zaki, the win. Shell, that looks the obvious.
It does. I like Homesman. I think third up from the spell's good for him. And Warning, I think it's good to see him bounce back to winning form last time. It'll be interesting to see how he goes here today.
Here's a race, I think, that everyone around Australia will be tuning in, not necessarily from a wagering point of view, but just to see how good Zaki is as we join David Fowler to call the action.
And we went on the Candy Man. They're lined up deep down there at the 2,200 metre start. Ready to see the tab barrier spring open with 14 to do battle in the Q22. Now, they're all in. The red light is on. We're set. Racing. Zaki begins on terms and McDonald is pushing forward in the early stages. Spirit Ridge jumped well, reloaded nicely away with Ladon de V. Going up with Brandenburg, even wider Holmes, but he can't get in early though. Over to the inside, Mirage Dancer, then Natoya, followed by Hangman and Warning. Celamade, the Candyman, Toffee Tongue and Paths of Glory. That's your first call by the 1,800 metres. Zaki's about third in running, but the leader is Ladon de V. Going up on the outside to challenge the leader was Brandenburg. Zaki, he settled well third, outside of Spirit Ridge, fourth on the rail. A length and a quarter behind that pair, Reloaded, outside of Mirage Dancer. 1 length away to Homesman and then Natoya. She's 3 deep around Warning in the centre, and Hangman travelling on the rail inside of that pair. Then Paths of Glory, Celamade, the Candyman, and Toffee Tongue at the tail end, 12 to 13 off them. They go along the back straight now, 1,300 metres left to run, and Ladon de V in his favourite role leads Brandenburg by a neat length, and Spirit Ridge box seats him third. There's a move, Reloaded. The jockey rushing around the outside, taking on Ladon de V and taking up the role as pacemaker. So Joe McDonald is now moving on Zaki as well, and he goes to second. Let's take a restock. It's Reloaded in front with Zaki now second. Ladon de V back to third and fourth, Brandenburg. Fifth, the rail, Spirit Ridge, and then Homesman, followed by Mirage Dancer. Natoya always wide. Hangman, the rail, Warning just behind that pair. Then Paths of Glory, Celamade, the Candyman, and Toffee Tongue. She can't keep in touch. She's 6 lengths behind the main bulk of the field. Reloaded's in front, but right behind it, Zaki, stalking dangerously as they reach the 600 metres. Homesman up to third. Then Brandenburg, followed by Ladon de V under pressure. Natoya wide, still trying to run on. Then came Mirage Dancer. Spirit Ridge losing ground. Hangman sticking to the rail. Coming wider was Paths of Glory. They're fully homeward bound in the Q22, and Reloaded is now gone as Zaki takes the lead and tries to get away from them. Homesman running a game race in second. Brandenburg trying to hold on for a spot. Paths of Glory running on, but Zaki, here we go. 100 metres left to run. It won't be 7 lengths today, but it's going to be another romp. He is the star of the carnival, the revelation, and Zaki wins from Homesman, Brandenburg and Paths of Glory, and he gets a great round of applause. A long margin, Natoya, then Warning, Spirit Ridge, Mirage Dancer, Reloaded, Ladon de V, Hangman, Celamade, the Candyman, and Toffee Tongue virtually has not completed the track.
He's the real deal, all right. He wasn't as dynamic as he was on a rain-affected track at Doomben. On top of the ground today, he strides away for a soft win. He defeats the Australian Cup winner in Homesman with a gap to Brandenburg, who was behind him in the past. But James McDonald, maybe they went too slow early on, Bruce. He was keen to get moving on him. He looked like he over-raced a touch early, Zaki. But the operation is a success. $1.2 million race goes to Zaki, and can't wait to see him in the spring.
Just saw Annabelle there too. Some relief for her, Richo. I mean, they wouldn't have run this horse had it not been for the 1.2 million. So good on the Brisbane Racing Club and Queensland Racing. They put this race on. They're trying to build it into a Group 1. I thought he was terrific today. Michelle, it was weight for age riding at its best, because J Mac, he had a good spot, but he thought, no, I want a better spot. I want to get outside the leader again. I loved it, didn't you? Yeah,
I loved it. Hugh Bowman, you know, he saw the tempo was slow and he took up the running, and James was just right behind him. They went a really solid tempo when he was so dominant last time, and maybe the slow tempo wasn't to his liking, but he just looks like he's so dynamic and he can handle all situations. And when the Cox Plate comes around, he can't wait to see what he can do.
Bring on the spring, Bruce. Hey, terrific run by Paths of Glory as well.
Gee, it ran well, didn't it? And Holmes, but what a horse he is. Hey, Richo, just being a bit cheeky, think of the Cox Plate. Very elegant. James McDonald's going to have I think he's going to have a very interesting spring, don't you?
I think he's going to have a very interesting decision to make when he has to choose between those two. So, super win to Zaki, and the Q22 goes to Zaki. And we've got Group 1 racing still to come.